Ryan Hollins joining us here on the program. Ryan, good morning, bud. How you been?
Morning. How you doing?
Great, man. Thanks so much for joining us here for a few minutes. So just your thoughts on this NBA Finals, actually the journey to get to the Finals with the way the Pacers have been just with these miracle comebacks and the Thunder kind of, flexing the muscles that we expected them to flex this year?
Man, first off, I'd like to say that the NBA is back as far as basketball is concerned. I think the ratings may be down or the interest may not be there because there's not a star there. And a lot of times it's hardcore NBA fans. We're watching regardless, but it's those household names that you normally draw in with the Currys and the LeBrons and the Durant. So unfortunately, that's missing. But this is some of the best basketball that we've seen in a long time. And I think it's exciting because you're seeing the team that moves the ball the best in the NBA by a mile against a team that guards the ball the best by a mile. And that's what ended up playing out. The Thunder had been dominating the entire year. You got to have respect for what they have been doing. Shea is deservedly the MVP, and he's shown it here in the playoffs. And as far as Tyrese Halliburton, man, he's had some clutch moments that we can put up this season, this playoffs, with some of the NBA's best. You know, the likeness of a Michael Jordan, a Reggie Miller, a Kobe Bryant, as far as the shots that he's hit, maybe not the overall play consistently through the game, but the shots that he's hit, man, that dude has a different gear.
Yeah. Ryan, do you think SGA and Tyrese Halliburton are going to be household names when this series is over with? Do you think if they have that kind of performance that the folks that don't follow the NBA like diehards do will be all in?
Yeah, well, I don't know if they'll be all in just from this season, but they're definitely going to become more and more recognizable. And Shea more so for his fashion, obviously Halliburton for the shots that he's hit, and kind of bringing some interest to Indiana. They didn't. These are two teams that just didn't have a slew of nationally televised games. Everybody's looking to see the Lakers with Luka and LeBron, or Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors. Those are still the box office names, but I think that's how legacies are built. And at one point in time, those guys had to build their own. Now, LeBron James was a different beast in a sense, and I think he's got to be appreciated because he's a guy who came in with the hype. He came with the name, and he lived up to expectations. And I mean, better than I do, how rare is that? You don't find guys that come in with that hype that we call the next Michael Jordan or Magic Johnson, and then they actually live to it. So shout out LeBron for doing that.
Talking to Ryan Hollins here on TexAgs Live. Ryan, what about Alex Caruso? He's one of our favorites, played at A&M. The guy just he makes teams better. Whatever team he goes to, and he does the little things, and then every once in a while he'll score 20 for you.
Man, the thing about Caruso is funny. I was just talking about this the other day. I think he's the most universally liked. He's one of the more universally liked players in the NBA. You got to love for him. You got to respect for his game, what he brings to the table. He competes. He kind of has this silent confidence. He don't talk no trash. He just puts in the work. And when Oklahoma City went looking after veterans, guys that they thought that could fit their mold and not break their culture and kind of the things that they were doing to get over the top, he was one of the first on their list. So he's a huge, huge part of what they're doing. And I think one of his biggest moments was guarding Nikola Jokic. I mean, I knew the guy was a heck of a defender, but my God, that's just unbelievable. But he's a fan favorite, man. And with the way that he plays, he could make that impact on any team that he's on. So shout out to AC. He's a hard worker. He's been a grinder. He's been a dog since his college and high school days, and glad to see him getting his flowers.
In a 7-game NBA series in the NBA Finals, is there a game that to you matters the most? They all matter. I recognize that. But if the Pacers can go up 2-1 on the road, does that change the trajectory, or is this going to be a 12-round heavyweight battle?
Well, if you get it to the point of 3-1, that's the dagger. I think that those 2-2, the potential 2-2 or 3-1 games, those are the games that you get real hell. Because you go down 3-1, it's pretty much a death sentence. It's hard to come back from that because you spend so much emotional energy and strategy, and you got to play your best cards just to get back in. And then obviously Game 7. So I think those games that could go 2-2 or 3-1, or the games that get that or Game 7, those are the most pivotal games that you'll see in this series because they're literally. And I know you guys are tired. I know you guys are tired of hearing it. A do or die game, a must win. They're all must wins, right? But those games are the true must wins for those who are watching.
Ryan, I'm sure you're probably sick of talking about it, but the Luka trade, just bring it back for a second. In your mind, is it possible, because I can't fathom it, but I'll just ask, that the Mavs are in a better place when they draft Cooper Flagg with the team that they have? Or no, man, you had Luka, one of the top 3-4 players in the league. You can't be in a better place.
Man, they have a really good ball club. I'm telling you, man, if AD didn't get hurt and they didn't get attacked by injuries, we actually saw my Houston Rockets. We saw them game one when AD first played. In the first half, like, our group couldn't score. We were looking like, what the heck is this? Like Kyrie, Clay, and then like AD. Like, it wasn't just like, I'm chilling AD that kind of floats around. It was like him aggressive, going to the basket. And then, like, defensively, he was covering ground. So, no, they're very legit, and they very much have a chance to have been better. And then, obviously, I think Cooper Flagg, the big knock to the trade was that you didn't get more picks. Cooper Flagg might be the equivalent of, like, 2 picks, or you got something sure. Cooper Flagg's going to be a good NBA player. It may not be a superstar, megastar in the league, but at a worst-case scenario, with his size, his ability to shoot, defend, and kind of grow in the league and kind of get up and down, he's an exciting player. You got that. And I think even more so for Dallas, you got a player that's marketable, that you can get behind. Okay, and that's what they lost in Luka. The fan base said, with all due respect to the other guys who play hard beyond basketball, we just like Luka. Like, we watch him, there's Luka magic. Okay, there's moments that he's given the Mavericks that they'll never forget. But Cooper Flagg can be. He's not going to be Luka, but he's something that the fans can get behind.
What about the Rockets? What do you think that they need? Do they just need time? Because a young team that keeps growing each year, do they just need time, or do you think they need a piece?
I think the gold with the front office as they evaluate is that they've been able to be patient. Sometimes in life, even more so than basketball, we get in positions where we got to make a move, where we don't have choices. And for the Houston Rockets right now, they have choices. And what their front office has been able to do, and Ime and Rafael Stone and Matt Bullard and those guys over there, is they've been able to see a process like this, and they evaluate, hey, how did our guys do during the regular season? How do they do during the playoffs? How do you win in the NBA playoffs? The way you win is different. Before we were saying, go get a bunch of three-point shooters, right? You can't guard shooters. Then we'd say, go get a bunch of versatile guys, right? Or go get as many superstars as you can find. Right now, it looks like you get deep, you get younger, and you get IQ. You get intelligence, okay? That's what we're seeing. So the Houston Rockets are watching the way you win and say, they might be looking at the way the NBA Finals is shaking up and saying, do we need to make a move to get a guy? Or do we need to have 8 or 9 strong players on the team? Right now, that looks like the way to go. Where before it was like, you got to run after a Steph Curry. You got to run after LeBron James or Durant. Nah, it's looking like 8 or 9 strong, 10 strong. You win with that. So I'm intrigued to see what Houston does in the offseason, but I love the options, and I know that they've got some great young talent that they can work around. It should be a fun offseason.
Ryan, last thing for you. I'm going to show my age here, but just curious your perspective of if Dream played today, if MJ played today, tell me what their careers would look like.
Well, for one, Michael Jordan, the way the game is played today, you were slotted into positions back then. Michael Jordan would have the ball in his hands. He'd be playing point guard. SGA's not a point guard. SGA's a 2, but you put the ball in his hands. So Michael Jordan would be bringing the ball up floor. And now, instead of me waiting for someone to feed the ball to Michael to cut and move, he would have, more time with the ball in his hands. So I think those assist numbers for Michael would skyrocket. I think he'd be playing a lot more pick and roll, and that'd be very dangerous. He'd go pick and roll, and then he'd go ISO and just kind of get into his work. He'd work off the bounce more. And for Hakeem, I think you'd see a game similar to Giannis Antetokounmpo, where you'd be saying, big fella, get off the glass and push. And with his footwork, oh my God, that's nasty. That's nasty. You don't got to wait and post him up, and the defenses can't key in on him. He'd work off more so off the elbows. Dream had a yamper. That's a jumper for those who don't know. So he'd be able to shoot the ball from 3. So those guys inserted in today's NBA, oh my gosh, like that's phenomenal. So you can only expect, and it's funny when we talk about the GOAT conversation and things like that. It's not fair. Like Kareem was a guy who could probably handle the basketball and push full court and could have had with his athleticism, what he had to display, even shown even more. So, as we compare eras, make no mistake, it's not fair as we do it because we get to see the most out of these guys, these stars today. That kind of the game is truly, truly opened up.
Ryan, I appreciate your time, man. Thanks so much. We'll do it again at some point. All right.
Oh man, anytime, guys. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.